I loved it, being able to express myself through the band, which, like, I don't think I'd ever really done anything so concrete or so coherent before. I mean, I drew a lot when I was a kid. Oh, I doodled, I drew comic books a lot, I wrote short stories, but, like, I never really saw myself as a creative person. And I never really, like, ever saw myself as being a musically inclined person at any point. So being able to do this and have this band was a huge deal to me. I got, I think, my first electric guitar when I graduated middle school in 8th grade. I got this, like, crappy Fender Stratocaster. So I got into guitar, I guess, because I got really into Metallica in middle school. And I really wanted to, like, somehow be able to do what they were doing and play the songs they were playing. There was something so, like, primal about listening to that music and, like, that aggression. I had kind of a small group of friends, you know, we kept to ourselves. I didn't meet Seth for a while, probably freshman, sophomore year. In a lot of ways we hung out a lot because we kind of had similar interests, similar sense of humor, similar disdain for a lot of other people. We weren't super social in high school.
Elliot was an asshole. The first time I met Elliot, I think I was making fun of him. So then you pushed me into a locker. I don't remember why I became friends with you, though.
Like, we were getting into music together, we were going to shows together. I had played guitar. He was, like, I think, doodling around with my guitar when he'd be at my house and stuff. We talked about, or I suggested that he, like, maybe try bass or something, which is, like, supposed to be kind of easy to pick up. And, like, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, if Seth plays bass, like, I can, like, get somebody else on drums maybe. Or Ben I'd been friends with, or I'd known since Boy Scouts. And I knew, in a lot of ways, Ben was, like, the only person I think I knew who played drums.
In terms of quality of drumming, it was awful drum fills and writing the cymbals too much. Fuck Ben.
I think I'd already, like, started having the idea of doing a recording or recording what we'd written because we started having a good amount of songs. Still, it was very interesting because, like, we were all friends, so it just always felt very, like, close and, like, interconnected.
I think the excuse for doing it was Ben was in senior studies and needed a project to do, so he said, okay, I'll record an album. So obviously you did all the writing and you did most of the work and you did all of the editing, and Ben took it as a project and probably got a B- on it.
Like, school was ending, like, school was really ending, like, high school was ending, that's it. This thing we'd worked towards, like, for months with this album was, like, done. So then it was sort of like what to do next kind of thing.
Well, originally we were supposed to go to Indiana together. Yeah. So the original plan was obviously the three of us were going to go there and keep doing what we were doing. But obviously, you know, if we all go our separate ways, it's kind of hard to do that.
It was a huge loss. Like, it wasn't just like a loss of, like, oh, I'm not doing this thing with my friends anymore. But it was like this outlet. It was like this huge loss of, like, a creative outlet or whatever. In a lot of ways, it was one of the most, like, creative periods of my life because so much came out in such a short amount of time that I'm, like, even today probably still chasing that kind of productivity.